Hello, so in this video I'm going to show you the crop tool, some of the options for the crop tool within Photoshop CS6. So to access the crop tool, we have the icon over here, and right away it kind of selects an area to crop, and you can click here to kind of change the size and see how everything is kind of conforming to the center of the crop tool here. And you have a few options here. If you're going to see a grid, all these options that can be really useful. Now you also have the area to, it says delete crop pixels, so that means that say you crop this image here, and since you have checked this that says delete the cropped pixels, so if we say we can press enter or click the check mark here, so that means that the pixels that were cropped are no longer there. So say I wanted to move, actually let me create a new layer. So say I wanted to move this, see how the pixels that were cropped are no longer available there. So if we go back to our first image, actually let me create the layer. So if we select crop, so say we crop the image like this, and we deselect this option and say OK. So now the image has been cropped, and if we move, see how those pixels are still, everything else from the image still available to us if we move it. So that's why that option is it's really neat to have that option available to us. So that's the crop tool. And actually something new to the CS6 version is that if you can actually rotate here. See how it rotates the image really nicely. It's really interactive, I believe, and this is new to CS6. So that's really a really nice option available to us. So now let's look at the perspective crop tool, which we have available here. Now before CS6 we had this option in CS5, and I don't know if it was in the previous versions, but it was in CS5, but I believe it was a little more it was in the options above that you could choose the perspective crop, but now you have it within one of the options here in CS6. So if we select the area that we want to crop, now the difference between this one and the regular crop tool is that if you select here, you can kind of move according to perspective. So if you wanted to crop this, we match that to the perspective of the painting that we have here. So okay, see how that made the whole image really straight. And if you wanted to continue to get this looking a slightly better, you can go to filter, lens correction, and if we choose custom here, and we can remove some of the distortion. So maybe if we're getting that fish eye look, maybe we can kind of make this slightly better. Okay, so that's the crop tool, perspective crop tool. That's a really useful tool. Now within the crop tools here, options that we have available, we also have the slice tool and slice select. Now these are mainly used for web design, especially web design. Because you can select some of the options, some areas of the image. Say we create these squares here, And that's all that the slice tool does. And then you can come here to the slice tool, select tool, and you can modify the size and even add some attributes. If you click here on the number, change the name of it, and things like that. And what you would do is basically go to File, and where it says Save for the web, let me zoom out here so that you can see. So you can save all this image into separate pieces basically, and you can select the different compression types for each of the pieces. So that's basically what the slice tool is for. It's basically mostly used for web.